Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2, not just a game, we have got ourselves a game between Rattlesnake and Quantic. Now it's already unique that we see two teams from other sides of the country, of the globe rather, facing each other, but this is of course a very important match. We are watching the Wildcard series for the International 3. Rattlesnake, Quantic Gaming, one of these two teams will be actually participating in the International 3, the other one will be a spectator in Seattle for the rest of the event, dreaming of what could be, but we're gonna see which one. Best of 5. I am joined today by Beatiz. Beatiz, welcome to the broadcast.
Greetings.
Greetings. So these two teams, they could have scrimmed, of course, in the last couple of days. Both of these teams had the time to, basically boot camp a little bit in the Valve offices. So I'm assuming they have faced each other now before. They've probably done very extensive research on each other. I mean, it's do it or die for this one.
Yep. I don't think they've played each other because in a game like this you kind of want to dodge your opponent. Maybe not play against, if you're in Quantic's shoes, maybe not play against any of the Chinese teams at all, because they might tell Rattlesnake what your plans are or what you're practicing with. So it's kind of a sticky situation to be in for these two teams, because they've got one best of 5. You win and you're in, you're out, and you're sad. Yeah. You're really sad.
You're so sad. Incredibly.
So I definitely don't think they played each other in the boot camp days.
No, but we do see they have done their homework. I mean,
oh yeah,
Rattlesnake banning out Tree and Protector and IO, you know, removing those two of the pool. I don't blame them for that. Alchemist and OD banned out by Quantic. Not very typical for Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake, liking the bit sturdy heroes like Dragon Knight Clockwork a little bit more perhaps, who are still in the pool. But because of these bans, Barrider made it through. That was the first pickup for Quantic. And Nyx Assassin and Dragon Knight picked up by Rattlesnake. I think they're going to be pretty happy with that. Of course, you've got a solid mid hero that can basically take on anything that comes to mid. And you have a Nyx Assassin that is allowing you to be a bit more aggressive in the mid game, depending on how your trial lane / dual lane goes. And then Darkseer for Quantic.
Something I want to say about the Alchemist ban is it might not be Rattlesnake in particular, but it's all Eastern teams tend to value Alchemist really high, and they don't just run him as a carry, they also run him as a solo mid, as kind of like a semi-carry / utility hero. Sometimes he even picks up mechanisms and such. He's not only Medine, is generally really aggressive around the map, and that's a style that I guess Quantic in their practice could have found hard to play against, so they just banned it out and didn't want to deal with it.
I don't blame them. It's an annoying hero if you give him the time to farm. We've got a couple of other carries banned out with the Gyrocopter as well as the Lifestealer. Nature's Prophet removed from the pool as well, something that we see in every scene basically, no matter which. Nature's Prophet, not like first pick or ban material, but he always shows up somewhere. So removed from the pool. We still have got those strong mids in the pool like a Puck and a Queen of Pain. Now I am expecting Barrider to be up against a Dragon Knight, considering Darkseer will be there on the off lane. And that's actually quite funny, because Queen of Pain, Puck, normally heroes that are, you know, at least picked up. One of the two is normally at least picked up, but I don't think we're gonna see them this game.
Well, Quantic was able to get a free Batrider because of them winning so much of the tree, essentially, and Rattlesnake didn't want to trade away Wisp just for Batrider for themselves. Because Batrider's there, then you're not going to see other mid heroes that aren't quite as powerful as him. Darkseer and Batrider is also a really strong combo, which we didn't talk about. The ability to surge a Batrider and give him haste to initiate and pull someone really far back is awesome. It's a great feeling to be a Batrider with surge.
That's yeah, pretty nifty.
The two bans coming out from Rattlesnake are really smart, in my opinion. Gyrocopter is a hero that combos really well with Darkseer, and it's a hero that Silence played a lot lately. Or not lately, but just since the team formed. That's been one of his go-to carries. And more recently, Razor's been a hero that's popped up quite a bit in the Western scene. I know Quantic's dabbled with it, as well as teams like Liquid.
Yeah, and a lot of people also run it mid lately, even though that wasn't really an option anymore, but mid against OD particularly, so who knows, maybe we're gonna see that later today. Shadow Fiend for Rattlesnake. I'm kinda wondering, because, I mean, this is the first game of a best of 5, so you know for a fact that there's at least gonna be 2 more games after this.
Yep.
Is it as a team, are you then playing then more safe, or just, you know, testing the waters, if you will? Or are you gonna try to win the game with some gimmicky thing straight off to just throw your opponent off guard?
I think no matter what, you're always gonna try to win. Like, this is the most important match for these two teams. And for most of the players here, this could be the most important match of their Dota careers thus far. Because, like I said, like everyone knows, you win and you're in. If you're out, you're on the sidelines, and nobody wants to be on the sidelines. Shadow Fiend getting picked up that early is kind of weird in my opinion, because he's a hero that isn't picked up too often, and showing your carry that early when they have Shadow Fiend and DK, highly doubt that they're going to pick up another semi-carry hero. They're going to go for teamfight utility heroes like Clockwork, for example. They've been playing a lot for an off lane, or is something they could look at, but usually you don't like to show your carries too early, because you could get counterpick.
And we see Quantic also taking a lot of time as a reply to that Shadow Fiend. Maybe also not really knowing what to do exactly with that Shadow Fiend, and if Rattlesnake is trying to, you know, trick them into making believe that there is more behind that Shadow Fiend pick than just picking up a carry. But they go for the Visage hero that I was actually expecting to have a very high priority in terms of first bans and also second bans and picks. But making it all the way through, one of the supports that we've seen so much of lately, of course someone that is, or can be very aggressive early game, works very well on aggressive tri lanes, very well on safe tri lanes as well, up against aggressive tri lanes if need be. And just overall having a high control factor in that hero. So far in terms of disable, Quantic is, I mean, yeah, they have got the Visage stuns for the familiars, they've got the lasso, but other than that they don't really have any disables. And Rattlesnake already have the Impale, which can be considered, you know, if you get a 3-man Impale, it's like a mini Ravage, it's awesome. And you have yourself a Dragon Knight with the long range stun Dragon Tail if you are in ultimate form. So I'm thinking Quantic is a little bit, you know, light on the disables.
Chen coming out for Rattlesnake though, and Quantic, sure, they don't have too much to say right now, they still have 2 picks, and they pick up Enchantress to, wow, alright. I'm hoping that we have a Chen versus Enchant War, because those are always highly entertaining to watch. The important thing to look at when you have Chen versus Enchant Wars is how strong the support is that's paired with the Chen or Enchant. Nyx at level 1, pretty bad. He's got, very little duration on a stun, very little damage, he's melee, not the greatest. Visage with Grave Chill, however, is extremely strong at level 1 when paired with an Enchantress that has a creep. So there is a potential for an aggressive trialing coming out of Quantic with this. They could aggressive trial with the Darkseer, for example, and try to shut down the Shadow Fiend, who is definitely going to be safe land. It looks like Rattlesnake is going to go for a push strat with their lineup. I still think that Clockwork is their go-to hero. Maybe Quantic is going to see that and ban it out. Don't know yet. Rattlesnake did ban out the CK though, because with that Enchantress pick, they're afraid of the aggressive tri-lane. Yeah. And apparently CK is something they've seen before. Playing in the Eastern Sea, maybe Western teams that they scrimmed against used CK in this type of situation. So they're like, no, you're not going to have that, we'll ban it out. Ooh, and Bounty Hunters actually ban out from Quantic.
Yeah, I really like the Visage Enchantress. I'm hoping the aggressive tri-lane comes out for Quantic, just for seeing the Enchantress up against the Chen in the enemy jungle, for Quantic that is. And you've got yourself 2 slows that allows you to get so many extra attacks in, that's going to be very strong. Still though, later on in the game they're going to miss disables. Rattlesnake go for the Weaver in the end, so we'll be having that one. I'm thinking on the off lane, I'm thinking that they're going to try to safe lane that Shadow Fiend, but we might see some rotations if they realize that aggressive tri-lane is there. I mean, it's not really ideal to have a Shadow Fiend on this suicide lane solo, even if there's only one up against them, but he does, like, Shadow Fiend, the whole thing for putting him normally, seeing him solo mid, is for him to get ahead in terms of farm and levels. Being up and against an aggressive tri-lane, that's gonna make that very difficult.
Rattlesnake does have the option to start the Nick Shadowfiend Shen bottom and Weaver top, and just dodge the aggressive tri-lane coming out from Quantic. I like the Weaver pick, just for the purpose of it gives them more options in laning. If they do decide to do a defensive tri-lane, that Enchantress pick when paired with a Visage, and Quantic also having Darkseer on the team, to me that just screams aggressive tri-lane right off the bat. It did the same for Rattlesnake. So having Weaver, if Weaver's bottom in a 1v1 situation, there is a pretty good chance that Weaver's going to win the lane. We don't know what hero they would put down there yet. There's a small chance it's Batrider. I'm looking more at Quantic picking a carry. There's Clinks. Clinks versus Weaver is actually an interesting matchup, which Clinks wins earlier, but once the levels start coming, I think Weaver does okay.
I'm actually quite surprised to see Goblik pick up the Clinks, considering, of course, Goblik used to pick up the Clinks all the time for Funnick.
For fun, yep.
And this time we're gonna see it on someone else, on Silence. So, I like it. Aggressive tri-lane around the Darkseer, definitely a possibility. I think we've seen that before, actually, from Quantic as well. I would like to see that.
It's common that a lot of teams run. Yeah. Having the Clink solo safe lane, that's where you want to interrupt his timing. If you gank him a lot early and delay his Orchid, so instead of like a 12, 13 minute Orchid, you delay it to 16, 17, maybe even 18 minutes, that is huge in shutting down that hero. Any early pressure that you can put on a Clinks is massive. If you let him snowball, you are in trouble, but if you can shut him down, that's what you need to do.
Well, let's go over who is playing what here in this matchup. And yeah, give ourselves a start to the first game of the International 3. Rattlesnake, Quantic, Rattlesnake Dire side. They picked that. It was a coin toss to decide who got to choose sides for the first game. So Rattlesnake decided they want to go Dire intentionally. Quantic, as a reply, decided they want to have first pick. So that's the trade-off that they made. Rattlesnake Dire side will have Lanham playing the Dragon Knight. We'll see Kabu on the Chen. It will be Icy playing the Weaver, Luo on the Shadow Fiend, and then last but not least, it is Sagam on the Nyx Assassin. Or did I already say Icy on the Weaver? Were that 5 heroes? Did I miss one? No, I did not miss one. Cool. That's everybody of Rattlesnake.
It's always important to look at the start of the game to see who's pooled on each team. Luo on the Shadow Fiend, he got pooled twice. He has a Salve and a Tango from supports. And the Weaver is not pooled at all. He just went with a really regen heavy item build. He doesn't have a runner protection. Instead he's opting for a massive regen because he knows that this Clinks is going to be pooled, which he is. Silent's got a Tango and a Salve book coming up from Goblik.
Yeah, so he is looking to save. Oh, gets a double damage rune. That might be some trouble. Icy. Oh, Silent. Nah, there's a Salve. That should be keeping Icy safe. That was actually pretty close.
And right now Icy's really happy that he has that heavy regen build. Because losing that one Salve due to a mistake from him isn't the worst thing in the world for him.
You wanna by the way introduce Quantic?
Oh, sure. Goblik's playing the Enchantress on the top lane, paired with Sakashika's Darkseer, and Fucking Mad's Weaver, Fucking Mad's Visage, which is currently not in the mid lane, or in the mid lane to the top lane. In mid lane is Funzy playing the Batrider, and bottom lane is Silent playing this Clinks with DD, still harassing Icy quite a bit. Yeah,
luckily for Icy, just wore off. Silent's also needing that regen already because he gets a bit of harassment himself as well. And that is a first rotation with the Centaur on the top lane. Quantic coming in. Fucking Mad and Goblik with the Centaur. So with an extra disable you can slow to just allow that Centaur to position himself properly. All they need to do is find someone who is out of position. But you see Rattlesnake being very careful and very safe to just make sure that they are not gonna get caught out of position. In comes Kabu. That Satire, always a very strong hero to have early game as well. 100 mana Shockwave doing a lot of damage. Of course it doesn't really scale well, but at level 1 it's quite a powerful tool to have.
It definitely is. They said at level 1, this tri-lane coming out from Rattlesnake is so weak that they just can't fight. They're not trying to contest anything. They're just getting the farm up on, or levels up on Luo. Once he gets level 3, and if they have level 2 on this Nyx Assassin, they might look to initiate when they have all that extra magical damage coming out, but for right now, we've got 2 heroes that are fairly useless.
And of course you already said that during the draft as well. I mean, overall, Visage Enchantress is a combination that can be so much more aggressive earlier on than a combination of a Chen and Nyx Assassin. However, when that level 6 comes on those two heroes, Chen and Nyx Assassin are going to be having a pretty big impact on the game. By the way, where do you expect the first blood? Is it indeed going to be on that top lane, or is Rattlesnake going to play it safe enough, and are we actually going to see either Icy or Silent going down first, purely because they think they have a kill, and then one of them overextends and dies?
Well, on the bottom lane, Icy's Weaver is already out of regen, and so is
Silent.
Played by Silent. These guys have just been going back and forth all lane. So someone could make a mistake after all this pressure's been put back and forth. You never really know. Actually, more tangos coming in. Silent. I'll be fine now.
And the courier's still, yeah, not bringing anything extra in for Icy.
I think it's either going to be on top lane or with a rune, allowing one of the mids to kill each other.
Okay, because so far, yeah, mids, I mean, Lanham is not really going to get the better of this matchup. That's just not the way that a Dragon Knight up against a Bed Rider goes. He's got 7 last hits, 1 deny, and I mean, he's getting experience. That's all you can really hope for. 16 for 7 for Funzy, who is, of course, on top of that list of last hits and denies. On the bottom lane, in terms of last hits, where Icy is actually now getting a bottle delivered towards him, he is 10 for 0, so 10 last hits for Icy, while Silent is sitting on 18 to 4. So that is Quantic winning 3 lanes. Oh, top lane has a bit of action. Oh, actually, they get a net up on Luo. Maybe they can go on that. The slow is there. Shokska still chasing with that Iron Shell. Nah, he's gotta be fine.
Actually used his slow on one of Chen's creeps, so they couldn't actually commit to that.
That's a shame. But still, this is a pretty active lane here. I mean, Quantic's sole goal for this, like, they don't care about farm. They care about shutting Rattlesnake down, and they're doing a pretty good job. Only 9 last hits on Luo.
And Weaver on bottom lane was actually forced, after all this trading back and forth, to go for a bottle. And he's been sitting outside of experience range because he's low on HP for so long. And also checking a rune that he's a full level behind his Clinks now.
Which that's gonna be very painful. It could still easily turn around, depending on who gets the first kill here on this lane. I mean, as you said, one of them can make a mistake. It's very easy, and in this kind of lane, like, one mistake could cost you your life. So that's gonna be a very tricky situation. Meantime, Funzy is almost level 6. Dragon Knight not missing that much yet, so he is close to level 6 as well. And actually Quantic again surrounding Luo, getting another net up on Luo. The slow is there as well, but he's still safe next to his tower. Shoksa coming in with the surge. Gets himself up another Iron Shell. Impale. Goblak in a lot of trouble here. He might be first blood. One more hit. There he goes. Kabu gets it. Fucking mad. Will be the second one to drop. Sag might still die. Shokska is gonna get him with the Iron Shell, but he too will die. That is 3-2-1, and that is the pace of the game set. Rattlesnake punishing Quantic for their aggression here. And taking the first blood and 2 extra with him.
Yeah, it was some weird play coming out from Quantic because they wanted to be aggressive, but they tried to go before the creep wave was hitting the tower, so Sawchip is still trying to handle the creep wave. Meanwhile, his 2 supports are going in. That forced off an early heal coming out from Goblak, and it also allowed the raise cooldown to be there for Low to get a 4th raise off from that. If you wanted to, I think he just used his medium range raise twice there. Anyway, they like half committed to the Shadow Fiend, then they backed out. But when you want to be aggressive in tower dive, you either fully commit or you just don't at all.
They want to go for Lanham here, and they might be able to get him as well. Just need mana for the lasso. He doesn't have it. The Impale goes on Funzy, and a Dragon Tail as well. It will be Lanham that dies, and Funzy gets away on 1 HP. Flame Break will not get the kill because Goblak got himself a double kill. Nyx Assassin dies here as well. Middle lane showing action. This time the rotation of Quantic being successful here. They get 2. They almost lose that Bat Rider though. He wanted to get that lasso, but did not have enough mana in the end. It was a scary situation. He was on 1 HP at some point.
Yep. Good thing DK's poison doesn't do fatal damage.
Yep. Non-lethal damage saves the day. I guess that goes for every kill that almost happened and then didn't happen. Yeah.
Interesting is Sagam tried to use a smoke to disjoint the auto attack coming out from Enchantress. Didn't work, so he wasted smoke cooldown there.
Oh, that's pretty big actually.
Yeah. That might not seem big, but not having those up later on in the game, if it goes to be a long game, can definitely hurt.
You want to be able to have those smokes to just make things happen on the map. And in some games you just need to have those. In the meantime on the bottom lane, oh wait a second, we're gonna go back to the top lane first because Luo gets himself lassoed and killed off. Funzy rotating successfully to the top lane. Gets a kill with help of Shoxka's vacuum, and that was a nice kill. And the surge that you...
Surge, yes.
The surge,
like I said earlier in the draft, that surge is so good with Batrider.
Oh, Icy. Icy lives. Close though. But yeah, the surge kind of gave them that kill on the top lane.
I like what Quantic decided to do here. They failed early on in this tri-lane. Shadowfiend's now got his levels. Now they can't really fight tri-lane versus tri-lane. They can go for ganks on that lane, but they can't actually fight up against it. And Sakshi is actually going to get stunned.
Yeah, he goes down. Nice place, rage coming off from Luo. And that is another kill going the way of Rattlesnake. It's 4-4 on the kill score, very even. We did have the Dragon Knight rotating for that one, by the way. He didn't even get an assist, but he was here anyway. But you said at the start also, Rattlesnake's going to go for a bit of a push indeed. And they've got Dragon form, they've got Chen with creeps, and that will be the first tower to go down. And Quantic not really in position to try either to defend it or to take a tower in return. Though we do have Batrider hanging around, we might have some TPs, but with Visage TPing to the middle lane, I think that's kinda over right now. They're just gonna give up that tower.
They don't have level 6 on Visage yet. Enchantress isn't level 6 either. They don't have their mechanism up. They're not even close on Darkseer. They don't quite have Orchid yet. They don't want to fight. Quantic wants to get their items. They also don't have Blink on Bat. They want to get their items and levels and then take fights. Meanwhile, Rattlesnake, they have a DK stun. That's all the initiation that they need when he's in his ult form. They also have huge damage coming out from Shadowfiend raises. So they're fine to just group up and push. Meanwhile, Weaver's still sitting on bottom, trying to catch up against his Clanks, who still has a commanding lead in this lane.
Yeah, we do have Quantic showing up on the top lane for a little while, as Lanham is going to get sent back to base there. They got the tower pretty low, to be fair, and it's actually almost going to be in the die range if that creep continues hitting it. And actually, they're going to let it be in the die range so they can actually deny it. But that is 2 towers down in a very quick succession of each other. And even though, of course, the tower is going to get denied, it's still a bit of extra gold going the way of Rattlesnake, and that will help them continuing the push as they have been. So, what's to stop Rattlesnake from just, you know, 5-man Dotaing right now, go mid and go bottom, do the same thing on all the lanes, and then just push ahead to the tier 3s? How long do you think Quantic needs to get their items up?
To just group around a tower to put up a defense, all they need is levels, really. They just want to get these Visage birds going. And have impetus available on Enchantress, which they do.
Well, they're actually able
to
killing
off these creeps mid.
Yeah. That's quite nice, killing off the Chen creeps as well. Helps a ton. Especially in those trolls, no more skeletons, that a troll lives, however. Fonzie still has that last suit. Lanham, though, popping his dragon form, looking for a dragon tail. Anybody that comes out of position will feel it. And actually, Icy making his way over as well. He has an Invis rune. And they already take down the tier 1. We have Klings around here as well, but no Orchid yet, as you said. If Rattlesnake win this fight, if they take it, then that might be more than that. Nah, that won't be more than a tier 2. 2 low levels, so small, short respawn times.
Well, Silent's catching out the Chen, but Weaver bugs are there. He doesn't want to overcommit at all. He's more focused on just getting up that Orchid right now.
Yeah, and of course being close, just in case that fight did break out. However, Funzy, by the way, almost has himself the Blink Dagger. So after this creep wave, if he gets the last hits for these, which he is, yes, he has himself the Blink Dagger, and that will allow him to be a lot more aggressive than he was before. Will allow Quantic to be a lot more aggressive.
Oh yeah, and Sakshi is also 700 gold, 750 away from his mech. Visage is now level 6 as he got his birds flying around. So they've now got what they need to fight. And with mech, that'll be the icing on the cake, considering Chen is going for the mech on Rattlesnake. And when you're getting aggressive tri-lane as a Chen, you don't get that great of farm early.
Yeah. He's
caught up with these towers, but he's still about 400 gold behind Sakshika in this quest towards the mechanism.
Yeah, and that's gonna be quite far behind actually. And now he can't really farm too much in the jungle anymore either, because he needs Lanham to take that farm, because farming on the lanes is a lot more difficult. One, they need to have 3 people farming, and Shadowfiend, and Weaver. Ooh, where?
Smoke gank coming out from Quantic
see if
with
they
their
can get
fresh
Icy.
Blink Dagger. Yeah, this is a smart gank to go for, because if they kill Icy, this is guaranteed at least one tower.
And that will be a nice betcha extra gold. They do have sentry wards from the high ground. Blink, lasso, catching out Icy. Should be enough damage. There's still a time lapse though, but is it enough is the question. I don't think it is. Another sentry ward goes down. It is enough. Hand of God. Icy lives, and the gank fails from Quantic. Very close, but no cigar.
Wow, wow, wow. That was so close.
They're still gonna get the tower maybe though. Well, in comes the defense. Sagam, level 5 still as well. Do have Chen coming in as well with the creep. But they might still get themselves a tower out of... Nah, they won't. They won't risk getting it denied. It's too big of a loss at this point. Or do they think that too? Is the question.
If they force Lua down, and with that they're definitely gonna back off. Yep. Meanwhile, Rattlesnake is gonna be like, hey, we just got our Shadow Fiend TP down to defend, let's go push. And that's exactly what they're doing. Lanham's coming down. He's got a regen rune bottle up. He's got his ult ready to beat on the tower with. Yeah,
like, is Quantic gonna actually fight this? They don't have the mechanism yet actually. They need about 100 gold for it to happen. They don't have a lasso. They don't have an orchid. They don't have the means to fight. Goblak still taking over Chen creep. So, yeah, that's a vendetta. They want Goblak. Vacuum is still gonna be there, and that's gonna be Goblak down. Dragonite gets it. Sagam gonna get a soul assumption in the face and will be brought to justice. There he goes, but that's already 2 dead on the side of Quantic, with also the Visage going down. So 2 for 1 in the end. It's 2 supports for 1 support, and they lose a tower. Again, Rattlesnake get the better end of the stick.
Quantic did kill the courier. So
that's true.
Courier for tower, that's about even. But there was the 2-for-1 kill advantage. But now there's the orchid up on Clanks.
Ooh,
and finally got it. But look at all the sentries getting placed on by Rattlesnake. They're putting sentries behind them, so they can't get a good initiation off that orchid.
Oh, nice vacuum. Still slow, want to go for Dragonite perhaps, but Luo's still hanging around here. Building towards his BKB, he actually almost has a complete. And there goes Lan, I'm back to base with you. Courtesy of Chen Express. In comes Silent with the orchid up on Kabu. Is it going to be enough damage? It's not gonna be enough damage unless he gets one more tick in, and he does get one more hit in. Nice kill for Silent. First orchid kill for him. Very nice surge.
More, but he's not gonna get it.
Looking for the blink lasso, but he's way too far out of range, unfortunately for them. And they don't have the creep wave because that's still bashing on a tier 2, so they can't actually initiate on the tower either. Unless they want to backdoor it, which is actually something that Clinks can easily do. Yeah. There he goes. Why not? Luo already standing by to go for the... Or not lasso. In comes Shoxka as well. Luo, he wants to go for the 9 on the tower. He might have been a little bit too greedy. Tower will end up dropping. Silent will get brought down as well, though. Lana with the kill. 1 for 1, but a tower hit goes the way of Quantic. And that's going to be an exchange going the way of Quantic. Still a shame that they needed to have a trade for it. That actually Silent needed to go down for that one. But it's still a better trade than Rattlesnake made.
I see on this Weaver, if you look at his item build, he bought Dust there, and that Dust is why Silent died. He used his invis a little bit too early. There was still 1 hit left on the tower, so he's like, alright, I'm dead anyway. I'm just gonna trade myself for this tower at this point. We're gonna get the Shadow Fiend, so this is looking like a good trade for us. But Icy has a bottle, and he's now got an urn. He's playing this kind of utility Weaver instead of playing it as a semi-carry, which I find interesting. I want to see what he goes for next. He might get drums or even things like Vlad's or AC to help facilitate the push.
It's kind of a luxury position for Rattlesnake because they've got basically 3 cores with the Weaver and Dragonite and Shadow Fiend. Dragonite, who by the way is finished up his Shadow Blade, and the BKB should be about finished on the Shadow Fiend. Actually, he lost a bunch of gold there on the bottom lane, so he might not actually have anything in the courier hanging around, but we don't know where the courier is, so. Or at least it's still dead. So no battle or BKB yet for Luo.
Up top lane Silent.
Yeah, looking for an orchid kill up on Luo. Can he do that by himself? He might actually be able to do that. There goes it. Can he get this? He can. He does. That is a one nice pickoff.
Yep. Hey. Silent just ran up there, saw where Luo was, waited for him to pass, ate a creep, then stood right on top of him, started beating him up.
Yeah, and that also means that Rattlesnake will not be able to defend their tier 1 middle. At least it will be a lot tougher without Luo there if everybody of Quantic is around there. So we might see Fonzie looking for a blink last two and then just take the tower. They blink last two, they find Sagam, and they will try to bring him down. Dragontail already up on fucking Matt though, and he takes a ton of damage. Will actually get brought down there. Mechanism doesn't save him anymore. Does save Goblak though, and Icy gets taken down first. Lanham goes for Fonzie next. Fonzie stunned up. Nice raise is coming in from Luo. Fonzie still has a bug on him, flying himself out of here. That bug might actually be his undoing. Enchantress already dead. Flame Break gonna help out. Blink away from Fonzie, and he lives. As Darkseer still goes down. That is 3, 4, 3. Unless Luo goes down again. Hand of God, one more hit needed. And Silent, he gets it as well. Gets a Dragontail though. Test of Fate there as well. Can he get away? Nice silence up on Lanham. He is still running for his life. Should be able to do just that though, especially with the Flame Ray coming in still from the very low HP. Batrider. Very nice fight for Quantic, and actually that was also a buyback for Luo, so he was close to his BKB. Bought back, got a kill, true, but died for it, and we might actually see Lenham dying as well. Shadowblade will help him being extra fast to get away, so that actually helps saving him a little bit, and that's not a kill for Silent, but great fight for Quantic for sure.
And that fight started in a really weird way. Fucking Mad was really badly out of position there. This is just a hero where you want to sit in the back of fights to get as many soul assumptions off as possible. He was sitting inside of that tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
Like, that tower was his new home. He was living inside of that thing, and he just got killed for it right at the start of the fight. He doesn't have very many levels yet up into Gravekeeper's Cloak. He only has 1, so he isn't tanky at all. He just exploded, and but like when he died, I was like, okay, this fight's not looking too good for Quantic, but Silent managed to turn it around by getting that key second pick off on Luo.
Yeah, by the way, regardless of all the trades that we've been seeing, the gold graph is about even. Actually, Silence finds Icy. Let's see, yeah, that's a kill. Nicely done. Oh, we have an Invis squad though, goes for Silent themselves, and they should be able to kill him off. Nice pickup, and of course that's what they can do every single time. Invis squad 101 with the Shadowblade and the Vendetta. That should be a kill every time that Klings has no idea that they're coming.
That was nice play coming out from Rattlesnake. Klings being off the map means that their Shadow Fiend can farm safely. And getting him any time to farm safely when he's now 350 gold away from his BKB is exactly what they need. Klings is the definition of map control for Quantic. Your Klings and Batrider are the 2 key heroes for map control. Well, Visage definitely helps out with his birds plus Batrider combo.
Yeah, they're gonna try to go for Luo.
Quantic. Yep. Luo senses it. Look where the lanes are.
Woo! Nice blink, but just not enough. Are they still gonna chase that Flame Break? Will help out. There's a slow as well. Yes, they are, and that's gonna be a kill. Last 2 there as well. In comes Rattlesnake, but it's gonna be too late to save their carry. And I think, oh, actually, Rattlesnake is still chasing this Lanham. Running into a Sentry Ward though, they know he's there. Going for a Dragontail, looking for someone, 4 staff away. Fucking Matt still extra fast, and that should be someone out safe. Everybody out safe actually. Sentry Wards get put down as well just in case Kling shows himself. He is on his way. Picks up an Invis rune because, you know, that's what he can do. It's awesome. Let's see if he finds someone.
Lana M really wanted to stun Fonzie the Batrider. He wanted to go for the highest level target there and get the most out of it for his team. But in doing so, he wasn't able to get anyone at all because of Visage's Grave Chill coming out.
Yeah, that was a little bit greedy, perhaps. Icy getting himself out of there in time. I mean, there's people running over that Sentry Ward. That's kind of obvious. I'm quite surprised, like, normally, around the 20-minute mark, you'd expect to have a gem up on one team in a game like this, where you have got Invis heroes on both sides.
Man, but there's no hero that really feels safe to hold the gem. This Batrider rather, he's got his 4 staff now, so up. As I say that, DK buys one before completing up his BKB.
Yeah.
Batrider does have a 4 staff up now as well as a blink, so he should be relatively safe to go for the gem for his team. Not even just buy it himself, but one of his supports could buy it and give it to him. Surge Firefly combo coming out.
That would be insane if they catch out this kill right now, because that would mean the gem that they only just got. Oh, it got taken by Icy. That's otherwise that would be such a big loss.
That was so sick from Icy. He got that instantly.
He got that
I didn't
instantly.
even get to see it on the ground. That's how fast he picked it up. It might have actually been passed to him by Lanham, But regardless, saving that gem is massive.
That's insane. Like, they have
if
got...
Rattlesnake loses that gem, and they just lost a tier 2 on top of it, they're in a really shitty position all of a sudden.
They've got 3
Luo right now.
heroes.
Yeah, Luo right now is on bottom lane. He knows the safest place for him to farm is the Radiant jungle. And that's where he is. He's about to finish that BKB yet again. These have been such bad ganks on him for Rattlesnake, because he's just been so close to BKB so many times.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a piece of the Shokska cake here, because that's going to be a kill that they are getting, should be getting. Mechanism is still there. Shokska surging himself towards Sagam. He is looking to take someone with him, but is actually able to surge himself out of this. He does not carry a TP scroll though, and Luo should have seen that. Goes for blind rages and gets him. Nicely done, Luo. And that is his BKB done.
He missed one of his first 2 raises, but that blind raise definitely redemption for him.
Yeah, makes up for it.
Top lane silent. Good juking coming out from Icy. He juked into the trees that were cut down by the Firefly earlier that Sakshi used, and was able to get out of vision and evade some potential attacks coming out from Silence, Clanks, and Liv.
I still can't get over the way that he actually picked up the gem, but oh well. He gave it away again, by the way. It is back to... Who has it now? Ah, Nyx Assassin has the gem. Time for some Vendetta Spy missions, I would expect. With the BKB ready, Rattlesnake, are you expecting them to apply more pressure to Quantic, or are they, like, in terms of late game in this matchup, like I said, 3 cores up against basically 1.5 core? Is Rattlesnake in any hurry to take this game?
You have to realize that this Weaver doesn't actually have much farm. Weaver's got less net worth than the Chen right now. He just hasn't really had a big impact in terms of items this game. He's food for the Clanks if he split pushes, so he's been shut down really hard. He's also food for the Bat Rider potentially, which, just I said that.
Yep, there's the lasso.
He did get the Shikuchi off though.
Yeah, and he actually is able to get himself out of this. Hand of God will be used, and actually, no, he lives. I was never worried. 40 HP, it's no problem. And that's actually a lot of things used here for Quantic, and we actually have a rotation coming from Rattlesnake, smoked up and all. Either going for a Roshan, Quantic style, when you're behind go Roshan, when nobody expects it, or going for a backstab. And it's Roshan.
Oh, rude. That's twice now that Icy was able to get off Shikuchi just before getting lassoed. First time was the first smoke that came up from Quantic on him bottom lane. He also survived that one. And just then he got it off and saved his life 100%.
Yeah, they're gonna go for this though. Oh, Dragon Tail on Funzy. He gets brought down. I don't know what he was doing there. No lasso up for him. Shokska will be the next target. Gets impaled. In comes Luo with this BKB. And Shokska getting Dragon Tailed and picked off. That is 2 for 0. Buyback for the Bat Rider, who looks to be here fast again. But Goblak may already be out of the fight before that happens. Vizage still able to pick up the Chen, as Goblak will indeed die. Burst could drop left and right. Lasso is there again, gets Luo, but nobody there to damage Luo actually. Gem still goes down. They do bring down the Nyx Assassin. Funzy getting chased down by Icy, should indeed be dying there, as Visage still got picked up, and Icy indeed gets a triple kill in that one. It is a 5 for 2 trade in favor of Rattlesnake, and they will be able to pick up Roshan for themselves without any interruptions. Do they end up with a gem though, is the question.
The Radiant Courier picked up the gem.
Oh, that's huge.
Silent popped his BKB and started running towards it. At the same time, Lanham used his Shadow Blade and started running towards it. Then this little Drodo ran over, snagged it, boosted away.
And that's
but that Aegis going towards the side of Rattlesnake is massive.
Yeah.
Lou is also building into Helm of the Dominator right now. So he'll get another defensive item, and then he'll start looking into aggressive items. Something like a Manta maybe, or Butterfly.
How much difference do you think the gem will make?
It'll definitely help Quantic out a lot with being aggressive. They definitely want to get a BKB up on their Bat Rider, but they also want to be aggressive, not just farm jungle for him, farm lanes. Having that gem allows their supports to have some item progression, because they can buy something other than Sentries and Dust, finally. Because there are 3 Invis heroes, like we've been saying over and over and over. But Icy getting that triple kill was super huge, because now all of a sudden he's back in this game, and he can start getting his own item progression going.
Yeah, he's actually still going for Lincolns.
He's getting close to his Lincolns. It's about 1600 off, which is really nice for him against the Clinks and a Batrider.
By the way, do you think it was the right call for Quantic to buy back the Batrider and still go in? Like, for me, like, I felt like Funzy getting picked off there was kind of a mistake on his part because he didn't have lasso, because I was not really sure what he was expecting to be doing there. Because they had vision in the Roche pit, by the way, because of course the familiars were actually there, they summed up some people. But it felt like a bit sloppy coming off from Quantic.
And that could be attributed due to Funzy just not being their main bat player. Silent's usually their bat player.
Okay.
But he's playing the Clinks obviously this game. So that could have a little bit of something to do with it. But yeah, that was definitely a weird angle for the Batrider to try to initiate from in that position. When you have vision on the Roche pit, usually you come through middle lane. It's just way easier and you aren't under as big of a threat. Funzy gets surged up here, but he doesn't want to go in. Did see the invis next, but he wants to go for a higher priority target with his lasso. And it's not there, so Quantic's just gonna beat on the tower. Familiars and Clinks. One bird does drop though. That's
like such easy gold for Luo at this point.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed is both Luo and LANM, if they don't have a high priority hero to hit in front of them, they will attack the birds and they will kill them. This is nice to see because those birds are so good. And I don't think enough players punish them for bad positioning by killing them off in 1 or 2 attacks.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, we haven't really talked about Goldcraft because it's just been such an even game. It's still even, but I just wanted to point that out again. 2k gold in favor of Quantic, but at this point, it's not about gold. Experience graph, almost dead even. I mean, in terms of levels, we have got a bit of a difference because, I mean, Silent is level 17. He's a level higher than the highest for Rattlesnake, but Rattlesnake got their 3 cores very high up there, while for Quantic, everybody kind of slacks behind that 1 Clinks.
So right now for Rattlesnake, they've got 3 minutes left on this Aegis. They've got 2 minutes until their gem restocks in the shop. I think they might try to get aggressive and try to take this this mid tier 2 down very soon here. They're actually placing a sentry, and these guys are always grouped up. It always looks like they want to smoke. The only one that's ever missing is Icy, really, and he's just being a nuisance, split pushing right now, trying to finish his Lincolns.
Yeah, he's might be in some trouble though. He gets silenced up this time. No Shikushi for him, and Icy will drop. That was a nice pickup. That's something that Quantic really needed, like 3 times as a charm, right?
Quantic changed their initiation that time. They led with Orchid instead of leading with Lasso, because they noticed that Icy's reactions, the first 2 blink lassos.
They might be getting, yeah, they're getting a lot of people here though, at least. Fucking Matt already dead. Storkside tries to surge himself up, but nice block by Lanham! Nice vacuum coming in, flame break as well, and that will put everybody of Rattlesnake back, but that block by Lanham was quite sick, blocking a surge person like that.
It was.
Nice.
They didn't have any follow-up for it.
Yeah, it was a shame.
But in the end, all they get is Vision. They did lose the Weaver though, which is huge. Okay, like I said, that was a good adjustment from Quantic to notice that his reaction times are too quick for you to leave with a blink lasso, and to change it up and still get the kill, or finally get the kill rather.
Yeah. 3 times is indeed a charm. We've got a BKB now up by the Dragonite as well, so he's doing pretty good for himself. He has, by the way, a pretty high involvement rate as well. He's been in 13 out of the 18 kills, which is quite insane. Actually, a lot have been in a lot of kills, like 15 kills for Luo he's been involved in, and I guess most of the fights have been team fights. I guess for Luo it's also a little bit easier for him to get assists because of his AoE ulti, and this time they smoke up. 5
1 minute left on the Aegis.
Do they have a gem with them? Did they buy a new one yet? No, they don't, right? I don't think they did.
It's about to restock in their shop in 5 seconds.
Lanham with the Shadow Blade finds himself another Visage. That is gonna be 1 dead bird. But it does make sure that Quantic is aware that this is going on, so they're trying to take the easy pass out. Funzy still having his Blink Dagger put on cooldown, but 4 staff there to save the day. Rattlesnake looking to try and take a tower, at least. I mean, well, no way that they're, no, not that they're gonna get that one now.
Hey, they were able to force it the glyph. Oh, Gobblex Creep is gonna intercept this creep wave and run it back a little bit.
Flame break will be there, vacuum there as well. Time lapse used, the tower will still go down. Luo getting the kill. In the meantime, top lane getting pushed a little bit by the Clinks. Push being used, but I'm guessing like this is not the kind like you use a smoke, you get yourself a Visage. It is of course a win for Rattlesnake for sure, but I'm expecting them to be wanting more. A lasso up on Kabu. Can they take him down though? Where's the damage? Needs Silent. Silent coming in from the sidelines. And there he goes. Orchid there. Vacuum there. Nice Ghost Scepter, dude. That Flame Ring is gonna hurt like hell then. And that's gonna be a kill still for Quantic.
Yep, nice kill from them. There's a lot of farm that's coming on Silent this game. He's leading the net worth by about 3.5k right now. And he's probably gonna go into MKB as he just buys up a Demon Edge. He's gonna save a goal for buyback obviously, but he's gonna slowly be working towards that MKB. As Quantic's gonna be looking to push 2-2 mid off that kill on Kabu.
Yeah, let's see if they can. I mean, I'm thinking Rattlesnake might just want to fight. I mean, Luo up, or sorry, the Kabu back up again in a couple of seconds. Can they actually take this tower? In comes Silent from the sideline. Luo, of course, looking for the deny. Fortification comes out. It's gonna be enough. Lanham, though, uses BKB. Vacuum will still be there. Dragon Tail up by Shoxka, who gets forced up into safety. Fucking Mad will again be the victim, though. Luo being the target for Silent. He's still alive for now. Enchantress will go down. And there's Fonzie. Another Dragon Tail being used. And Fonzie gets picked up as well. It is 3-0 with Luo still alive. And this is Rattlesnake taking a huge fight. And now marching on to the tier 3. Are there any buybacks is the question? Nope. There are none available. For the people that are dead, actually.
The first Orchid was used up on Lanham, but he's got BKB, so that ended up being wasted. That definitely hurt Quantic that fight. And also Lasso, what I say was on cooldown at the start of that fight. And by the time it comes up, he blinks into a Dragon Tail from Lanham. Good reaction from Lanham. Silent right now has a DD. He also has the gem. So he might seem to try to pick someone off. But a new gem just flew in for Rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I think. Nope, it's still on the chicken.
Oh.
Alright.
Ooh. That's a double damage rune killings. Actually, no, the DD just wore off. He is able to get himself out. But that's one Rex down. Tier 3, MLA Rex down. Rattlesnake. No overextension, no extra greediness to try and go for the ranged Rex as well. Just quick in, quick out, and back to farming. And wait for Quantic to make another mistake, because that's basically what it was. It was a bit of an awkward initiation. In terms of teamfight potential, like Rattlesnake, they just got a lot more than Quantic has. Of course, you have a nice vacuum and a Dark Seer wall, but with the 2 BKBs up on Rattlesnake, it's not going to be as powerful anymore with the amount of damage that comes up from Rattlesnake. Especially not since you only have one Klings to do the damage.
And Lewis also getting really close to this butterfly. You know, Klinks is getting really close to his MKB as well. Lewis actually got the gold and he just buys up the butterfly completely. Klinks is going to have that MKB soon if he wants it, but I think Silent's going to be saving up for the buyback just to be safe.
Yeah, at this point they just saw what happens if they don't have buyback. Everybody kind of needs to have buyback right now. We do of course have a Roshan up again soon, so we're going to have a fight. Or do you think that Quantic is going to give up that Aegis? I don't think they can afford to give up the Aegis. They need to fight.
I don't think they can afford to give it up either. They've got a team that wants to be aggressive and continuously fight. I think they might actually have to buy this MKB out onto Silent, which he looks like he might do. He just bought one of the... Yep, he just bought it. Okay. They're buying it up before this fight so they can take the fight.
Well, they better be fast, because here he comes. Of course, I mean, Klink's a very fast hero. And actually, Rattlesnake not going straight away, so they're giving Quantic a little bit of extra time. Maybe they're looking to trade Roshan for tier 3? I don't think they'll be fast enough, though. Oh, they smoke up.
It's kind of hard to go straight into the Roche pit against a Batrider. Especially when the entire side of Quantic is missing. They don't want to just walk into it and get crushed by smoke. Because Batrider still is a really good initiator. Firefly giving vision around the Roche pit, especially during daytime, is huge.
Oh, Klings, they go for him, they find him, Dragon Tail, Impale, force off into safety, is it gonna be enough? Here comes a Vendetta, BKB being used as well, he runs himself away and is safe for now. They go on Shock Sky instead because he vacuumed everybody to the low ground. Nice Hand of God coming out, that's gonna be BKB turned on by Lanham, goes for the next target. Fucking Mad will be dead. Godlike as well. That's a double kill already. Fonzie down as well. Gem on the floor. Triple kill going the way of Icy. That Weaver that was so far behind such a short time ago gets triple kills all over the place. He's got 2 triple kills now and 1 extra kill. Goes for Silent now. Can he get it himself an ultra kill is the question? Nope. Shadow Fiend with the kill. Dominating right now. That is 4 for 0. And if you look at the SP bars of Rattlesnake, it doesn't even look like they fought to begin with.
It's just such good teamwork coming out from Rattlesnake. They're playing so well together right now. And just making sure that they're really just playing as a team. They've got really good focus fire. Whoever Landham stuns on DK, that's the guy that they kill first.
Yeah.
Weaver's sitting in the on the supports a little bit, just hunting them and just doing what Weavers tend to do. But they've got really good focus overall as a team. Their communication is spot on. Meanwhile, we've seen a couple of sloppy plays this game out of Quantic.
I really like the vacuum from Shoxka though.
It was a vacuum into Flame Break actually that knocked them all down.
Missed the Flame
And that actually got Sakshka into it. And Sakshka did a terrible position because all of a sudden there's 4 heroes on top of him and he's stranded. Then his 2 supports ran in to try to save him, coming up from bottom of the river down to the middle of the river.
Yeah, and
then all of a sudden they're out of position. Yeah.
Yeah, quite painful for Quantic. Not out of it yet though. All they need is some good positioning, and they need pickoffs. That's kind of what they need. That's why Klinks is so strong, to be able to catch people out of position when they're farming. So that's something that Rattlesnake has been pretty decent in though. And again, I mean, I just want to point out Icy is playing amazing right now.
Yeah, Icy's been the one that's been split pushing by himself. He's the only one susceptible to ganks. But now that he has his Lincolns, they can't lead with Orchid anymore. They have to lead with a Force Staff into Orchid or Lasso onto him if they want to gank him. And then the other 4 have just been playing together, farming together, and just not leaving anyone alone to potentially get picked off.
Yeah. Rattlesnake coming mid, well, pushing mid out. What do you expect their plan is? Considering they now have an Aegis, they've got quite a lot of gold. Actually, they're gonna kill off Goblak first, it looks like. I think they should be able to as well. Dragon Tail comes in, and yeah, that's mega kill for Luo right there, who's got 2,800 gold at this moment. Still only has his Morbid Mask skin, so no Helmet of Dominator just yet. We've got Lanham building towards an Assault Cuirass. Let's see if we can find some more new items here. We already saw the Nyx Assassin's Force Staff. And we already saw the Desolator up on Icy as well. And I mean, Quantic, they have not really been able to get anything new since the last fight. We already saw the MKB and the BKB.
Yep, they do have the pipe up on Darkseer, which he's had for a little while, I want to say.
Yeah.
Batrider's been trying to get this BKB for a very long time. It's 150 gold away.
Well, he's gonna get it soon, but I mean, at this point, getting a BKB, is that enough of a reason to not have a buyback?
Yes, because he needs the BKB against the Nyx Assassin in these fights to get a good initiation off. Otherwise, he's just gonna get stunned by spikes, and stunned again, and then killed, and he won't get a really good lasso off.
Okay. Well,
and I actually have to go get the door real quick. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Rattlesnake in the meantime, looking to push in, waiting for an opportunity. Now Helmet the Dominator up on Luo. BKB has set up on the Batrider, and that kind of makes all the items ready again. But this is, at the moment, for Quantic, one last fight could mean the end of it. I mean, they don't have buybacks. They went all in on their items. We do have a buyback on the Darkseer, but I mean, Klinks and Batrider are the most important people here. Darkseer pretty big as well, don't get me wrong. Especially if he hasn't used his Piper mech just yet, but this could be the last fight for Quantic. Let's see if they can get it. All they need is a good pickup now. That's gonna be Blinkin. Lasso grabs himself Lanham. Lanham, of course, has a BKB as well. He turns it on. Hand of God there as well. Goes for Dragon Tail up on Silent, and there comes the damage, and Silent gets picked up. BKB already used. And it is Shoxka that runs himself away from this fight. Will be finding sanctuary in his fountain. Goblak already down, and it is Rattlesnake that is dominating the base of Quantic at the moment. Darkseer will not really doing any damage. Everybody can walk around it. Fortification used. Another Dragon Tail. Funzy gets killed off right there, and that is going to be 3 for 0 so far. And I believe this will turn into be a GG call from Quantic. What can they do now to stop Rattlesnake from killing off their base? I say not much. There we go. That is game 1 of this best of 5. Of course, a best of 5 to decide which one of these 2 teams will be allowed to play in the International 3. That's a big deal. That's an enormously big deal. This first loss for Quantic, kind of painful. We're gonna see if they can force out, or at least, well, force out a game 3. There will be a game 3 regardless, but if they can get even with Rattlesnake, because being 2-0 behind in a best of 5 is not something that you want to be really seeing. So, Quantic, let's see if they can take it back in the second game of this best of 5 for the wildcard match for the International 3. So stick around and we'll be having ourselves that second match in just a moment.